Big Dawg Podcast coming to you live. Let's get it. Listen up, y'all. Big Dawg, Big Dawg. Let's get it. Big Dawg, best group in the land from top to bottom. Nobody understands that when we play, footballing is the plan. Number one, who's gonna be the man? Who gonna win? Too soon, man, I gotta go. I hit the draft board's best team in the show. Now pay me money, only past winners really know how to win it all. Name list gonna grow. Fantasy football, it's in the fucking name. I came to play best, yeah, I'm in the fucking game. This league, man, yeah, it's never gonna be the same. Top dogs, all the others out here looking lame. Lame motherfuckers. I thought I told you, lame motherfuckers, you gotta get your shit together if you're trying to win this shit. This is Big Dawg Stadium and we don't fuck around. Representing teams all around the nation. Shoot quick, man, cause I ain't got no patience. From the Browns to the Steelers to the Bengals, got the North unlocked. AFC. Everybody looking around cause they want some stock. Can't hate, got some purple and gold too. From the Titans to the Jags, all in a crew. Everybody showing love through and through, through and through. Gotta be the best if you wanna ship too. Better get your head in the game. If you wanna ship too. I done told them. Said if you wanna ship too. They gonna know my name. Yeah, if you wanna ship too. Everybody wanna ship through. There it is.
Yo, yo, yo. Can you hear us? Back in the building. It's just me and Connor tonight. Connor, what's cracking, man? How are you?
Good, real good, real good. It was a good week last week for a lot of people. So, yeah, I'm ready to dive right into it. I know we're getting into it a little late tonight. So
Yeah, definitely. We're going to... No shenanigans tonight. This is going to be real cut and dry. Real straight to the point episode as we get ready to watch these Steelers play tonight. First things first, we're going to talk about last week.
Yep.
Go through the recap. There were some big games that went down. And then we're going to get into these Week 14 matchups. Last week of the regular season. It's crazy to think that that's how fast the season came and went.
Yeah.
Let's get right into it. Ooh.
So
Hold on. There we go.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Ooh, tech difficulty wasn't all
So
ready.
this was your matchup against Dalton.
Yes.
And you squeaked by. Neither of you broke 100 points that game.
Yeah, man, I was super pumped about this.
It was not a much needed win by you, but it set you up for the playoffs a lot safer, and it put Dalton's spot at risk. Really, Dalton needed this win to secure a easy ride into the playoffs. Now it's going to come down to points for somebody.
Yep.
Somebody who is 8-5. Dalton even said this. Somebody who is 8-5 will not make the playoffs. And that's wild. That really is wild. It's a really good record. That's a winning record.
They'll be 9-5, you mean, at this point?
Well, yeah.
Or they're
Well,
8-5 right now?
8-6 next week.
Right. They'd have to
somebody
lose.
if somebody loses at 8-6 could get out. And that's a nice record for fantasy football, 8-6, and to not make playoffs. That just shows the toughness of this league.
Yeah, no doubt. So, I was able to get this one kind of in a squeaker just by 2.5 points, basically.
It's wild.
Gotta fucking love it, man. I was really nervous.
Henry went off for you. That was a big carry for you there.
Yeah, kind of just tough weeks. Again, though, man, I've been getting hammered by defenses and kickers this year.
Yeah.
I've lost a lot of games due to kicker and defense differential.
And his went off that game.
Yeah, no,
they were
I mean,
his third highest and fourth highest
man,
score.
don't tell me this is going to be another week where I lose to another kicker and a defense. But is what it is. Tough game, but I'll take it. We are both 8-5.
Yeah.
Next game, we have Chat took on Daddy Dabs. He was able to get this one. Looks like 126.
126.08 to 107.82.
Yep. Another big week out of Dak. Another big week out of McCaffrey. He is the number
Debo.
1 seed. It is locked up. There is nothing that can change that.
No.
Chat being 11-2.
That's a
Knocked
lot.
4 down to 4-9. Yeah. So we'll see how Chat. He's got one more game this week, and he gets a week off. So.
And he lost Jonathan Taylor the week before, and Chad's team, it's looking rough. I mean, he came in really strong in the season, made some amazing trades, had just a stonewall of a team, but it's going to be questionable whether it makes it through the playoffs because it's come down to a couple star players rather than a well-rounded medium. He's got a couple high ceiling players, a couple boom guys,
Right.
but not a lot of them.
Yeah.
He's running out.
Snuck says if T-Law doesn't get hurt, then I don't win, and that's probably very true. So
Yeah.
moving on though, next game we had Connor was able to take down Shear 109-83, putting Shear at 5-8 and out of playoff contention.
I did.
And Connor 8-5, still right there in a mix. Yeah, and I mean, not the best week from either team.
I had
Nothing
two
too
zeros,
crazy.
by the way. I had 2 duds on this, 2 goose eggs.
Wow.
This week.
So yeah, but Connor was able to get this done basically on the strength of his running backs and Tyreek Hill per usual.
Yep.
So yeah, well,
And Shear's team was really hurt by buys and injuries. Ramondre went out. Tank Dell went out. Amari Cooper went out that week. The guys he had in got hurt, and it really just it's tough. It is really just bad timing on this week matchup.
Yeah, no doubt. Next game we have Zach Chat knocked Brian out of playoff contention well.
He did.
146-119.
Big week.
Big week for him. Great week out of James Conner putting up 27. A great week out of CD Lamb putting up 32.
Yep.
And sent Brian and his playoff hopes a packing. We talked about it last episode about, there's some teams out here who could spoil the seasons for some people.
And they did.
And they did.
And they're still trucking. This week, there are some chances to spoil some seasons for the playoffs this week.
Oh, yeah. It's the last week of the season. It's the biggest of them all.
It is.
So, Zach was able to get this one. Right now, being 4-9 and knocking Brian down to 5-8.
Yep.
Next, we have official Bash Bro Big Toe 8.0. Mike Berry took down Rowe, putting Rowe at 1-12. Just a really tough year for Rowe.
Really tough.
But at 1-15, he would have beat quite a few people this week.
Yeah.
So just one of those weeks, who you play. Barry had a great week. Got 37 out of Brock Purdy.
Jeez.
Gotta love to see that. 24 from Devontae Smith. 29 out of Mike Evans. He's been hot.
Man.
29 out of Laporta.
This guy.
Just a stellar week from Mike Berry.
Laporta, number 3 tight end. He ended up being like the 6th or 7th tight end off the board in the draft.
Yeah.
Crazy year.
Yeah, and Barry 8-5 right there in the mix.
He needed this win to stay in the mix.
It's a good time to get hot for Mike Barry.
Yep.
So next game we have Snugs was able to take down the Commissioner 154-121. making both teams 8-5, right there in the mix. So this is a big game last week. Snugs had a great week out of Jordan Love.
Yep.
2 solid games from his running backs. Not the greatest performance from his from Njigba, but everybody else. I mean,
Puka,
and
23,
Puka,
Jamar Chase, 30.
That's a big pickup from him.
Yeah.
So, great week for Snugs. Tough one for Coxie. Like I said, putting up 120, he would have beaten quite a few people. But like the week before, he would have only beaten the person he played. Everybody else would have beat him. So
this majorly affected seeding because Coxie getting a win there would have probably given him a lock for the 2nd seed, and Snugs getting a loss there probably would have set him back in the mix for the playoffs. So Snugs' win here really affected a lot. Brought Snugs in the mix, like you said, and it brought Coxie down to where he is not a lock for 2nd seed. That's up in the air.
Yeah, huge week, huge dub for Snugs there. So that was all the games from week 13.
Yep.
Big week. A lot of things shook up there. Some people didn't put up points when points really matter. And at this point, so let's get right into it. Week 14, the last week of the regular season.
It's here.
It is here.
Jeez.
It went fast. But it was a great year, fellas, and so this will be our last Big Dog episode of the regular season. I'll do a playoff episode for sure. But it was a great regular season, boys. And would have rather had a Jaguars dub.
Yeah,
I bet.
Yeah, always.
But let's get into it. So Snugs 8-5 going against Roe at 1-12. Roe is locked up for the paintball.
He is. He's in the back.
That is tough. Snugs trying to get a better spot in seeding for the playoffs, right? Or
he would be. That's what he's going for.
Sure. At this point, it looks like.
No. Nobody who is 8-5 is in for sure. Nobody who's 8-5 is in for sure. Unless you would say Coxie, I think, with points. But Snugs is he's not a lock.
Okay. So a lot of must-win situations. Right now, he is projected to win 125 to 107. What do we think about this one? Do we think Snugs pulls away and ends the season?
I just kind of browsing at this. Snugs has a couple questionables. His team he just wins at every avenue. Running backs really kind of cancel out. Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Jacobs. Gibbs has had a lot of good weeks at Chicago. Jacobs he's carried the Raiders offense as a whole. So A-Chain healthy, great matchup against ETN. I think that's kind of a wash looking at running backs. But when you get to Jamar Chase, Olave, Pollard in the flex, there's some heavy hitters in there, and a lot of big play opportunities. It's going to be tough for Roe to pull this one off.
Yeah, I would agree. I like what Snugs has got going on with those. But I like going forward. Since it's the last game of the season, I guess we can talk about it. Going forward, I do like Gibbs and Achane as keepers for Roe.
Yes.
I think he does have 2 good backs there to build on. And Jordan Addison maybe a keeper. I don't know. But definitely, I think you keep those 2. So you got some building blocks there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a must win for Snugs. I think he's going to get this one. I think he just has, the more firepower. Or I think
he does.
Team's tough. The Bengals could have a big game against Indy. And he's got some running backs who can put up points. Might be a tough one for ETN. But I still, Puka or Pollard, I think Snug is saying, in terms of maybe who to start at flex. Pollard going against Philly, Rundy. Puka going against Baltimore. I would go the running back even though Pollard maybe hasn't been playing as well.
Pollard's had a couple good weeks, I think, but
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the season, but yeah, I would go with feel safer about the running back than a wideout, but that's on you. I can't tell you what to do at this point, Snugs. It's too close. But I think we're both in agreement that Euro are favored to win that one. Next game, we have official Bass Pro, Big Toe, 8.0, Mike Berry, taking on Coxie. This is a huge game. Snugs did mention that for Coxie and Berry, loser might be going home. I think Coxie's probably going to be safe on points unless he has a really underwhelming week. And some of those guys at the top like me or Connor go off. You know, we'd have to have like maybe a 170-point week and a 90-point week or something like that for Coxie for us to get up there in the points. But
yeah,
I think he's got me by like 70 or 60 or something.
63 and that'd be 66 for me.
It's definitely possible. But I think Coxie is probably safe. But Barry definitely has to win to get in.
Yes.
This might knock Coxie down to like a 6 seed or something. Which would really mess things up for you guys because Coxie got the points, but he's going to be at 9, or it would be 8 and 6.
Yep.
Anyways, though, who do we like here? It's going to be a close game. Projections right now has Barry by a single point.
Wow. It looks like their lineups are everybody starting here. Herbert.
Snug says if he loses and everyone wins the way the matchups are, Coxie could be eliminated.
Yeah. If everybody else wins out.
We'll get through the matchups. I haven't seen who everybody plays this week, so I apologize.
For
Snug.
sure.
So, yeah, you definitely might be right there.
For sure. Matchup-wise, I mean, Zach Moss is taking over for Indy against Cincy. He's going to have a good game. Madison has been struggling on Barry's side. Eckler and Kamara, it's a wash. They're both going to go off. They both always do their thing. Getting down to the wide receivers, Stephon Diggs and A.J. Brown. That's a tough matchup for both, but I think Diggs with KC, you're going to see him with at least 1 or 2 touchdowns. He goes off on Barry's side. Getting down to the flex, David Montgomery has been doing his thing last 2 weeks, 12, 15, 17, consistent. But Devonta Smith, 24, 23, 15, higher points per game by far. I think it could come down to that quite a bit. That flex spot's going to make a big difference. And Njoku versus Laporta, Barry gets an extra 4 or 5 points there. I think I go Coxie here. This is a rivalry game for these two. I feel like
this is might be the biggest game of the season.
It matters the most for both, and I think Coxie could knock out Barry in this matchup. I'm going Coxie.
I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Barry here.
Yeah.
I think it could be close, but I think you could maybe see a really good week for Eckler, and also a good week for Brock Purdy. I could see a huge week for Brock Purdy going against Seattle. They always play Seattle really well. I don't know. Running backs are pretty close, honestly.
It's a close matchup. It's 2 heavy-hitting teams by far.
Yeah, but I think A.J. Brown and Stephon Diggs kind of like wash. I mean, it is going to be a close game, but I'm going to go Barry just for the sake of fucking things up because that's probably what will happen.
It's close. I think it could definitely fall either way very quickly. It's going to be a good matchup. Game of the week for sure if I had to call one.
Yeah. Next game. There we go. 2 teams that are out of it, so not a whole lot to talk about here.
Could affect
5 and 8, 4 and 9. Yeah, I mean it's going to affect your tickets and
lottery
draft pick and all that, of course. But right now, Sheer has a 1-point lead in the projections over Zach Chat. What do we think here? You think Sheer can get this one done? I mean, Lamar's a little banged up or sick or something, right? has like a cold or some shit.
Yeah, it did say
Pacheco's a little questionable.
he's coming back from bye. He's just taking his time. He's already paid. Lamar's just relaxing. On this one, just looking at it real quick, I like Shear's running backs, but CeeDee Lamb is CeeDee Lamb, and he's one of a kind. He's been great this season against Philly. I think CeeDee Lamb puts up enough points to cover George Pickens and DJ Moore together, and that leaves Zach in a good spot. Cooper Kupp hasn't been doing his thing. Neither of their tight ends are going to be that efficient here, so I'm going to go Zach, honestly, just looking quickly at it.
Yeah, I'm going to go Zach, too. I think, honestly, it sucks, but I think having 2 Steelers tonight might hurt Shear. I could see a low-scoring game with a quarterback situation, too. Just Steelers trying to play really conservative and try to do what they do to do what they can to get a dub. You just going to the restroom or something, Connor? Or you got the sneezies? So yeah, I think we're both think Zach's maybe get this one, but should be a pretty good game. But not a whole lot of implications there. Next we have Connor. I'll talk about this one while he's out the room, I guess. Connor taking on Brian. Right now, Connor has the projection by 7 points, 128 to 121. Should be a pretty good game. I think Connor has maybe, I don't know if he's going to start Najee. I think he had some like last minute second thoughts. But this should be a really good game. I do like, I think the defense is going to matter here. I think the Steelers' D tonight to maybe cause some turnovers, definitely get some sacks. I mean, I got to go Connor, right? I mean, I think Buffalo, Kansas City game could be pretty high scoring. And I think that Tyreek Hill is always, to put up 30 points like it's nothing. So I'm going to go Connor here to hold down his spot to get into the playoffs. And keep it moving. Next we have Daddy Dabs taking on Dalton. Dalton 8-5, must-win situation for him. Ford out of playoff contention, but could take down Dalton this week. Dalton's been on a little bit of a skid, and in projections, Daddy Dabs has or is the favorite here. And honestly, I like what he's got cooking this week. I mean, obviously, Mahomes and Kelsey connection is just dynamic. And Kyron Williams, I think he's a pretty good running back. And I think Bijan, we know what Bijan can do. And on the other side, Dalton's got Kenneth Walker, who's been a little banged up. Good running back, but didn't play. Last week. Looks like Dalton does have Justin Jefferson in the starting lineup for the first time in a long time. We'll see what he can do. But I don't know, man. I think looking at this one, Connor, I think
Let's hear it.
Daddy Dabs gets this one and
Daddy
puts
Dabs.
a bullet in
Sorry,
Dalton
I can't do that
and
in that
says,
app.
Go home.
Ooh.
It's not your year.
I mean,
I
Patty
think
has a chance to finally go off. And Kenneth Walker, if he comes back, makes a big difference in this whole lineup. I mean, Dalton's wide receivers could go off. Calvin Ridley, I don't know about the flex. I think Mixon has a game. I like the call. I like Daddy Dabs here.
Yeah, I mean, I
I
think
do.
that there's no real. What's the Vikings record right now? They're
Not
out
good.
of it. Yeah. So there's no real rush to like try to get Justin Jefferson back
Not
in
to
there.
force him.
You know. So I don't necessarily maybe see him having a huge game, but you never know. If he's on the field and he's healthy, he is a dog. Yeah, Snug says there was a point in season where I thought nobody could beat Dalton. He was on fire and did have a hell of a team, and it was looking, he was looking very scary. I think a couple teams kind of have their moments throughout the year like that. And then last but not least, though, we have myself going against Chat. I got a chance to maybe be a 2 seed. Or not make the playoffs, apparently, according to the mathematics, which is wild.
It's close. It's really
Could
close.
not make the playoffs or be the 2 seed. That's how close things are.
So with you versus Chat here, I'll talk about it here a
Go
little
ahead.
bit. I mean, Jalen Hurts, he looked questionable last game, came back. Him versus Dallas, he stays healthy all game. Talking about a high-scoring game on both sides. Your quarterbacks could wash here.
Quarterbacks going head-to-head, too, so that'll be fun.
That's always fun. Derrick Henry, I mean, I saw he came out of last week questionable. If he plays the whole game, you know, you hope nothing happens and Tajee doesn't take over. But I think that happened last week. Tajee ended up taking over the second half. But a Miami high-scoring game.
Even then, Derrick Henry put 30 points last week.
Derrick Henry should run it out. Chat's flex is questionable. Gabe Davis should have a good game. Hawkinson consistently. Freiermuth probably gets shut down tonight against New England. I don't think we see more than about where he's at, 6-8 points. Mingo versus Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson's a dog. Debo has been doing Debo things, but Ayuk has been doing Ayuk things. These guys can wash. It's going to be, you know, McCaffrey versus Henry. Which one has the great week? Swift, I think, outplays Breece Hall. If Breece Hall doesn't play, Chat is in a tough situation running back wise with Jonathan Taylor out, and I really like your chances this week, DP.
Yeah,
I like a chance for you here.
Thanks for saying that, man. I appreciate it because I really do too, and I didn't want to be like. I mean, Chat has a great team, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be like, oh, I'm going to take him down, but I actually like the matchups and I like my chances, and if I can win and Barry can beat Coxie, I should slide up to the 2 spot, and me and Chat could be sipping my ties together.
And DP and I have a difference of 4 points.
Yes.
So if I can outscore him by 4 points this week and we both win, I could hop his seating as well. That second spot is up for grabs for anybody here.
Yep. So, I mean, yeah, man, that actually wraps it up, and we don't want to cut too long. We tried to make it kind of quick.
It was a quick, short run.
So we could get into the Steelers game. Steelers versus Patriots tonight should be fun. Like we said, great season this so far, guys. You know, I think it was a tough year for some of us. But, you know, that's how fantasy football goes. As we roll into the playoffs, it'll be exciting to see if we have a new Big Dog champion. 2 of the 3 Big Dog champions, or 2 of the 4. There's been 4 different winners.
Yep.
Zach Chat.
Yep.
Adam Chat.
Row.
Snugs and Row.
Yep.
2 of the 4 will be in the playoffs.
Yep. Well, 1 for a lock. Snugs is not a lock at this point, but it is looking good for a lot of people this week. His team is tough. For everybody's sake, if any team was to not make the playoffs, I would hope it wouldn't be Snugs. I'm sorry, bud, but you are the toughest team out there, and I really hope you get a loss this week.
Ooh, you heard it there. Well, Snug said you heard it here first, that Barry goes off and becomes the 2 seed. Okay. Woo! We will see.
He could. He's like 30 points back.
But yeah, thanks again for another great season, boys. And we'll catch you next week with the playoffs. episode. So looking forward to see what happens there.
It's coming in hot.
Yes,
I love
sir.
it.
All right, we'll catch you guys there. And, of course, go Steelers.
Big Dawg Podcast coming to you live. Let's get it. Listen up, y'all. Big Dawg, Big Dawg. Let's get it. Big Dawg, best group in the land from top to bottom. Nobody understand that when we play, footballing is the plan. Number one, who's gonna be the man? Who gonna win? Too soon, man, I gotta go. I hit the draft board's best team in the show. Now pay me money, only past winners really know how to win it all. Name list gonna grow. Fantasy football, it's in the fucking name. I came to play best, yeah, I'm in the fucking game. This league, man, yeah, it's never gonna be the same. Top dogs, all the others out here looking lame. Lame motherfuckers. I thought I told you, lame motherfuckers, you gotta get your shit together if you're trying to win this shit. This is Big Dawg Stadium and we don't fuck around. Representing teams all around the nation. Shoot quick, man, cause I ain't got no patience. From the Browns to the Steelers to the Bengals, got the North unlocked.
AFC.
Everybody looking around cause they want some stock. Can't hate, got some purple and gold too. From the Titans to the Jags, all in a crew. Everybody showing love through and through, through and through. Gotta be the best if you wanna ship too.
Better get your head in the game.
If you wanna ship too.
I done told them.
Said if you wanna ship too.
They gonna know my name.
Yeah, if you wanna ship too. Everybody wanna ship through.